The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. It was as if the very walls were breathing, exhaling centuries of forgotten history. Each step taken echoed through the labyrinthine corridors, a reminder of the countless souls who had walked these paths before. The atmosphere was oppressive, almost tangible, pressing down on any who dared to venture within. A chill snaked through the catacombs, whispering tales of the forgotten souls entombed within. The whispers seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, a haunting chorus of the past. Shadows danced on the walls, cast by the flickering light of a lone torch, creating an eerie ballet of light and dark. Cobwebs, thick as shrouds, clung to the walls, shimmering faintly in the pale moonlight that filtered through a crack above. The webs seemed to weave their own stories, capturing the essence of time long past. Each strand was a testament to the age and abandonment of this subterranean world. A single drop of water, dislodged from the ceiling, echoed in the silence, a stark reminder of the passage of time in this realm of eternal stillness. The sound was almost deafening in the quiet, a solitary note in the symphony of silence. It was a place where time seemed to stand still yet move inexorably forward. Silas, his eyes burning crimson in the gloom, paced the cold stone floor. Centuries old, yet eternally youthful, he bore the curse of the undead, a thirst that could never be quenched. He was a predator, forever bound to the shadows, his existence a constant battle against the hunger that raged within. Tonight the hunger gnawed at him with a particular ferocity, whispering temptations, testing the limits of his resolve. A young woman, lost and afraid, stumbled into the catacombs, her cries for help echoing through the caverns. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decay, amplifying her sense of dread. Every shadow seemed to move, every sound a potential threat. She could feel the weight of the darkness pressing in on her, making it hard to breathe. Her fear, a feast for his senses, drew Silas in. He watched her from the shadows, his eyes glowing with a predatory hunger. The scent of her fear was intoxicating, pulling him closer with every heartbeat. He could smell her warm blood, feel the pulse throbbing in her veins. The rhythm of her heartbeat was like a siren's call, impossible to resist. His fangs ached with the need to sink into her flesh, to taste the life force that flowed within her. The beast within him stirred, urging him to indulge, to claim her life force as his own. It whispered promises of power and satisfaction, tempting him to give in to his darkest desires. But a flicker of his former humanity, buried deep within his ancient heart, gave him pause. Memories of a time when he was not a monster, when he was capable of love and compassion, surfaced. He hesitated, torn between the beast he had become and the man he once was. He could end her suffering, end his own torment with a single act. The power to do so was at his fingertips, a mere breath away. The darkness within him urged him to take that final step, to embrace the shadows fully and let go of the last vestiges of his humanity. Yet something held him back. A force, almost imperceptible, tugged at his conscience. It was as if a sliver of light had pierced through the overwhelming darkness, reminding him of a time when he was not a creature of the night. Perhaps it was the echo of her terror, so similar to the fear that had gripped him in his human life. Memories of his own vulnerability, his own helplessness flooded back, making him hesitate. He saw in her eyes the same desperation he once felt, a plea for mercy that he could not ignore. Or maybe it was a whisper from the depths of his soul, a faint memory of his own mortality. The remnants of his human heart, buried deep beneath layers of darkness, stirred for a moment. It was a reminder that he was once capable of compassion, of love, of humanity. Instead of succumbing to his hunger, he guided her back toward the moonlight, his shadow shielding her from the darkness. Each step was a battle against his own nature, a struggle to hold on to the flicker of light within him. He knew that by saving her, he was also saving a part of himself. As she emerged into the night, she turned back to thank her saviour, but he was gone. The night had swallowed him once more, leaving only the memory of his fleeting kindness. She stood there, bathed in moonlight, wondering if she had imagined the entire encounter. Only a whisper lingered in the air, a faint invitation: seek solace in the darkness. Find us. on in the darkness. The words echoed in her mind, a haunting reminder of the mysterious figure who had saved her. She knew that the darkness held many secrets and perhaps even a glimmer of hope.